in action. East meets West. I think this is part 6. I had to take me a little Brisnai, charge up for them boys. Preventive measures. Overlapping to catch this before it falls. Get it. Oh, when I am in there. You better believe that. Get it. The Hero with 1,000 Faces. So this is the book with, but let me go over my notes first. I don't want to get off track. But Neil, in the Matrix Resurrection, I'll say that. Well, no, I'll go ahead and say it. In the Matrix Resurrection. Now you gotta go back to the first Matrix. You got Neo, you got Neo, same guy. But if you pay attention to Morpheus, sometimes he'll call him Neo, and sometimes he'll call him Neo. He was Neo because Neo was short for neophyte, or Neo means new. And when it came out when they had the Neo Soul movement, I wonder where that came from. Was that organic from us, or did that come from the music industry? Because that's one thing that the oppressor does. One of the ways he rules or attempts to rule is through the power of defining things. Just like gangster rap, which is relevant to the conversation. I said it first to myself, and the only person that ever heard say it outside of myself, the next time I heard it from outside source, so to speak, was Alicia Keys. And I was in the 6th grade. That's how I know the difference between organic shit that's us and manufactured shit. Because I remember in 6th grade, I was like, because gangster rap, that always sound, I can always tell some shit just has a corniness to it, to where you can feel it's not coming, because we all are cool. And I'm not saying all white people are corny or shit like that. I'm saying the suits or the agents, that's what they call them. We'll speak within Matrix jargon, or make the Matrix lexicon. The agents, I'm Neo, but I can tell the difference, because by 6th grade I was 2 years into officially writing rhymes, and I looked at the phrase gangster rap and I said, that's kind of gangster rap, sounds corny. I said, I'm not a gangster rapper. I am a gangster rapping. There's a difference. So basically, what it is, it sounded like some soups came up when it said, let's call it gangster rap. It's the gangster version. There's gangsters rapping, so let's call it gangster rap. Gangster rap. Had they, it just, if you really think about it, sit there and listen to the phrase gangster rap, it sounds corny as fuck. And that's no knock to the West Coast or gangster rappers per se, because they just niggas just ran with it. So I'm not saying gangster rap is corny, I'm saying the phrasing of it. Had they not, and if I'm wrong, like I say, and just like all this stuff, theories that I'm telling. My information is just based off of years of research or haphazard research. It ain't like I said, well, let me go study. Well, now we got the internet, so I go watch video and shit. But a lot of this shit I'm telling y'all, like I said, I've been knew about the lawyer was no good over there at Death Row. Go watch the Untouchable Death Row, the Untouchable Death Row. I can't remember the name of it. Untouchable Death Row, something like that. Go watch that shit and watch Peep Him. I saw that nigga. I said, that nigga, that's the guy to watch. See, they masking this shit up with all this Big and Pac and East versus West. That's the guy. I said this in 02, 03. Or whatever. I think I first saw it in 01. So yeah, about 01. That same year, as a matter of fact, when I told you the story about my my little cousin, his daughter, my kinfolk Mike's daughter, I told you a story about how she cried when I was going back home, when my kinfolk was taking me to the bus station. That same year, I've seen it down there, and then we ended up getting a DVD like a year later, and I saw that when I watched it that year for sure. When we were watching it that year, I said, "Yeah, that boy ain't right." But just years of trying to put this shit together, and like I say, see by Pac being a revolutionary, I'm looking at him through the lens of a revolutionary. You can't put that gang banging bullshit past me. Although he's all this wild man shit, you can't put that past me when you did it. So you can crazy as it may sound, even niggas from my era go for that shit when they should know better. And you might can put that shit past the new generation. A motherfucker 10 years down the line, motherfucker that was born in 2006 or some shit. Oh, he was, whatever. But once I see a nigga that's standing up for black people in a sense and is so outspoken on behalf of black people, once something happened to him, I have to automatically, just based off what happened to Martin Luther King, and whether you like him or not, because we got the thing where he was an agent, and and Malcolm and all the other fallen soldiers. He was just a new version of that. He was the version we needed. The suit thing and the prepped up and we shall overcome shit and Rainbow Coalition. That shit wasn't gonna work for us. We needed to get. That's why NWA was so much of a threat. But let me not get ahead of myself. Let me take it back because I'm finna get to that. But but all what I'm trying to say is, this is just because I don't know the intricate details, and I might have something wrong here, something wrong. But you better believe, if the truth is, it's just so many moving pieces, you know what the fuck going on. But if you would just be able to just go and say, okay, here's the absolute truth, whatever. I bet you look at me and say, yeah, boy, you might have had that part, but for the most part, trust me on this shit. But so let's get that clear. I don't want you thinking I'm coming here telling you shit like I'm giving you that's why I said I'm giving you my take on it. So but I said that about the gangster rap thing is when I was locked up about 2006, 2007, I seen an article with her, with Alicia Keys, and I hope she don't have a problem with me bringing her name. Well, I had to say this shit because it was a spiritual moment for me. When I saw that, she said, they asked her something about gangster. I forgot what they asked. I think it was GQ. I can't remember what magazine it was. And she said it too. She said gangster rap was She said that phrase that's not us. I'm paraphrasing. She said she said the industry created that phrase. That is not. That doesn't. She basically said what I've said in so many words. The same sentiments I was saying. I'm just paraphrasing. So, but they use the power to define because we automatically, just like with health, you run to the doctor instead of trying to figure out what's going on with yourself, or saying, okay, monitoring what you put in your body and how your body reacts to it, or how your body, or having a bodily reaction or a biological, having a biological occurrence, and then instead of saying, okay, because that's what I did. That's what I'm telling you with the pork shit. When I finally noticed, every time when I eat this shit, I throw up and headaches and shit. And I put that with what I learned from the Muslim thing, or Nation of Islam, whatever, before I became a follower. Just knowing just the mere fact that it's a religion, and even Christianity, but they double talk on you. They lie to you. They tell you, because like I said, in the beginning of the Bible, they say pork is bad. Then they come over here and talk about some shit. Well, God said don't everything He made is clean. Well, why the fuck is these fools fucking us up there? That's how you know that's Johnny come lately. They threw that. They put that in there to justify you to eat pork. You might not think we have a tendency to think that prior to us means primitive. So you will some people wouldn't even think that these people were crafty enough to be thinking like this. Or to go back and mix the Bible. That's why they got different versions of it, of the Bible and shit. The King James version and all this shit. You see all the other, even Judaism itself, pork is not kosher. Islam, pork is not kosher. Christianity, pork is kosher, but it's not kosher. It's not kosher at first. Then they change. Then the New Testament comes in. God had to come up with a book. If everything God made is clean, you can eat anything then. And you know that ain't the fucking truth. You can eat some shit. Man, come on, man. So anyway, with the power to define, so that it gets to the point to where that's why in the conscious community, real niggas always say, a lot of shit these people the masses won't even believe. I can tell you some shit and you be like, man, get on the fuck out of here. And then the white boy get on TV and say it, and then it's law. But when I said, oh, that nigga just talking that jive talk. But when she said that, I thought that was interesting. I said, yeah, that was the only person that, outside of myself I've seen say it like that. Not saying she's the only one who recognized it, but I said it to myself, and then she said it in the interview. But that's their power to define or whatever. But anyway, Neo, but I go back to what we said, neophyte means an apprentice or somebody that's a student or whatever, which, although Neo was the one, he was a student of Morpheus. Morpheus had to wake him up to who he was or help him in his journey and finding out whether he was the one or not. Now, me personally, that's movie talk. Nobody, just like Neo, even in the movie, Morpheus was telling me the one, but he had to find out for himself. I didn't have nobody telling me I was the one. I found out myself. I don't have to go see no oracle. Am I the one? No. I found out on my own. That's the real deal version of it. That was just a movie. Damn good movie though. Don't get it fucked up. But even, but and then now when you get to the resurrection one, as Thomas, when he was just regular Thomas, that's the human side of him. That's his twin. Neo would be the God him. The Thomas part would be his human him. He in fucking therapy, taking therapy and shit, which is some other shit. You can do what you want to do. I can't tell you not to go to therapy. Even that, I wouldn't. You'd be better off self-reflecting and finding a good friend, or because when you're dealing with the therapy on a professional level, it is still government control. Or I'm quite sure that's the therapist is considered a doctor, so they probably have to get some kind of MDs and all this whole shit. Whenever you start fucking with that paper degrees and shit, the white man's system or whatever, excuse me, the oppressor's system or whatever. Like I said, I don't want to. I know when you people, when you hear white man, you automatically think everybody white. No, just be specific around this motherfucker. The oppressor's system, the Matrix, and it ain't really here. The Matrix is some shit that's why I'm telling y'all, the Matrix is just the reason it's called the Matrix is because of the ever changing of the Matrix itself. Osiris is a transformer. He's the ever coming father. Horus is the ever coming son. Forever evolving, always changing. So the Matrix isn't always a bad thing. So we be like, oh, I got the Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix. Get away from the Matrix. It's a thing, but it's not as bad as you would like to. Because I can tell you, Matrix and the Patrix is both. They don't even give you the other side. They just give you the Matrix. It's the Matrix and the Patrix, the Patrick. The hat trick of Patrick. What's the hat trick? Pulling the rabbit out the hat. What's the pulling out the rabbit hat? The shit I've been showing y'all all this time with the pineal gland coming out of the building of the universe. That's the hat trick. So, that's the pulling the rabbit out of the hat. The 7 spears elevating from out of that one primal point, and the other 7 coming down, creating the hat, which is Saturn, Pluto combined, because Pluto ain't in with the moon. Pluto is basically the moon when it's still fused to the earth. Saturn is when we know that. So anyway, but the therapist, but what I said about therapy is, man, it was a cartoon. Well, one of the Cartoon Network cartoons, there was a therapist on them. There was a therapist on there. It said therapy on his door, but it was split up. It said the rapey. I caught that. You don't know what the hell. See, they can build a psychological profile. Think about this. Let's say we're in the movie The Matrix. We're doing our thing. That will be controlled by the agents. Not saying all therapists are bad, and I'm not saying your therapist is fucking over you or whatever. Because we just put it like this: you got regular people, regular therapy, go to regular therapy, and it's all good. But if you just don't happen to be somebody that's like ink blots, when they show you know about ink blots, what they doing when they showing you ink blots, and like, what do you see? Like, usually on movies you see them testing people's insanity level with the ink blots. And usually most of the movies you see it in, shit, shows you see it in, the person that they're doing it with is already portrayed as crazy in the movie to some form of fashion. But the ink blots, what they're trying to do with the ink blots is, they show you the ink blot and they test your scrying skills. Scrying is to be able, it's when you can look and you can stare into something that is chaotic at the first glance of the eye, but you can, like clouds. You look at a cloud, when you look at the clouds and you start seeing them shapes. If you ain't paying attention, you just see the cloud, and you look at it long enough, oh, that cloud looks like an elephant, or that cloud looks like a bunny rabbit, or that cloud, that's scrying. That's an ancient art. That's alchemy. When they show you them ink blots, the more and more you start seeing, you see shit, you start being able to shape shit, use your mind to shape shit out of the ink blots. the more and more they saying this motherfucker here is one we gotta watch. This is the one we gotta deem crazy because he's the better you can do that shit, the more they're saying he don't know it or she don't know it or they don't know what the fuck going on because we done lost the understanding of our arts. But they know and they're like, okay, this motherfucker is really seeing shit. He's scrying. He has the ability to scry. Build a psychological profile on him and watch him. Or when you go to the therapist, they ask you certain questions and shit. And if you fucking with the wrong, like I said, I wouldn't do therapy. That's knowledge yourself. I can't. Everybody ain't built like that. Some people might need therapy or whatever. That's why I'm just kind of a shaky thing. I don't want to just dismiss it totally, but I'll say be careful because they could be building a psychological profile on you. And you say the wrong thing or you say the right thing, the right thing, or you say something triggering. I know they keep a profile. They probably keep a profile on you. Don't they write shit down when they talking to you? If I'm not mistaken, they write shit down, but they might have some motherfuckers over them that can read this shit. It's supposed to be confidential, but who gives a? Come on, you see, they break their own fucking rules, so they can. You might do something isolated from therapy, and they start studying you, and then say, "Oh, well, he has a therapist. Go check his psychological profile and see when we get on." Ooh, that's why that shit is dangerous to a certain degree. Depends. Nigga like me, if I went to therapy, they'd be all in my shit. Wow, what was he thinking on Tuesday, February the 8th? And let's put this. Yeah, this is how these folks rock. So, the ink block shit is real though. That's called scrying. We used to do that. That's magic. The better you can do that, the more and more. If you say now they put some shit in front of you, you say, "Oh, I don't see nothing." They'll be okay. This motherfucker ain't got nothing. Ain't gonna know nothing. But when you start saying, "I see pink flowers," and you start, your mind starts shaping shit through the ink blocks, so you can see shit. They're like, "Oh no, he's one of them." That's yeah. So that's the thing. How the fuck we get there? I'm doing good with tracing back the origin of the damn conversation. Let me see the therapy. But yeah, the ink block thing. But but the power of defining. So, but yeah, I was talking about the doctors. Yeah, so instead of you've been trained, and it's not your fault necessarily because we are born into it. Once the first few generations, once they got rid of the pretty much the older elders amongst us over these last 500, 600, 700 years or whatever, and they got a new breed of us. A lot of us was born into thinking that these people were the moral authority, the authority on everything, and less of us were prone to challenge shit. So they're giving you the shit that's making you sick. And I'll tell you like another host. I'll give you an example. They tell you microwave food is bad. Microwaving your food can give you cancer. That's bullshit if you ask me. They know every motherfucking home in America gonna have a microwave in it. More people believe that shit, the more people they can go to the doctor and not have no cancer, and they can say, "Well, you have cancer," and you be like, you start looking for reasons and shit. Food do fuck you up too. Don't get me wrong, certain food, but that's just another way of them, another excuse they can have to diagnose you with cancer. And in the whole while, you probably just have a minor pain or some shit that you need to stop, lay off the chips or some shit, or or whatever. Lay off for some shit, and then your shit will heal up. Because like I say, black people, that's the biggest hoax. We are the most prone to heal ourselves. We are the most biologically fit to heal ourselves. So the mere fact they was telling us high blood pressure, AIDS, all the other shit, we was the leading cases and all this shit should ring a bell, make you say, How the fuck are the people that are most capable of healing themselves? Excuse me. One thing is how are the people that are most fucking capable of healing themselves the sickest motherfuckers on the planet? That don't make no motherfucking sense. You should be upset about this shit. I'm telling you. If you're not, some of y'all already know these type of things. But you ain't got to get in the street and burn shit down. But the rabbit hole does go deep, my friends. Yes, crush the core of this shit. Fuck the dumb shit. These niggas want to tap dance around all this bullshit. They get to the core of this shit. These dumb niggas. Excuse me. Let's go. So yeah, but that's because he has monopolized the power to define shit. That's why street niggas are so dangerous, because we already opposed to them. So we are the ones most prone to not believe what the fuck they was talking about, which the NWA, which made them the fucking threat. East Coast, I love you. But the East Coast was more, fight the power was more, see, the East Coast was more, which was supposed to, the West Coast was more of consciousness with some radical niggas. The East Coast, and I'm just keeping within the realms of the industry and entertainment and shit, because I know 5% of weed is 5%. That's why the 5%, that's why we are associated with street niggas, jail and shit, because we all that, what I'm talking about. But that when you too clean cut, but I put it like this. East Coast consciousness was dangerous too. Any kind of consciousness was dangerous. So they knew they had to shift the fucking weight off of the East Coast, because you have more spiritual undertones over there. You got the Nation of Islam, Nation of the Earth, all kind of little splinter groups and shit that will remain nameless, because a lot of that shit was a lot of shit over there that was, I ain't gonna get into it, but niggas was wacky J shit over there. There's a lot of niggas still suffering from that shit today. A lot of these niggas is talking like sound as if they, like I say, writing sci-fi books and shit. So, but over there it was more, I think what made the West Coast dangerous, because the West Coast was what you call the wild men of the West. That's a thing. Them niggas was a little more radical, because it was like, I'm trying to find the best way to explain it. You got a consciousness over there mixed with, okay, they want you to be street niggas, so to speak, just so we can fuck each other up and be all fucked up or whatever. But when you mix that street with that consciousness, it's dangerous. So you got easy them boys coming out gangster shit, but they still telling you express yourself, and they still have this radical opposition to the government. That's dangerous, because these niggas are a little bit more wild. The East Coast was more, at least the picture they put in front of you, was more so just one way or the other. They knew it was more dangerous to have consciousness appealing to niggas who on one hand are not saying the East Coast ain't street, but it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say a little bit, but them niggas was dangerous. It was dangerous to have a fucking nigga that's street, because that wildness is still there. The East Coast is more so, if you conscious, you have to be straight up and fly right. So it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of puts a taming on the wildness a little bit. That trying to be too goddamn good and shit or whatever. The wild niggas is the ones that's more likely to say, burn this bitch down. And you see what they did with Rodney King at, and that was a perfect example of what I'm trying to use. Which why go listen to the Chronic. And I'm not saying the East Coast didn't have that too. I'm not trying to be absolute. I'm just saying from my perspective. I think they looked at the West Coast and said, you know what? The way these niggas have, and I ain't trying to be funny when I say this, but the way these niggas have engaged in the art of killing each other, I think the way the stylization of genocide bad as it may be, or detrimental as it may be, I'm not talking about we know it's fucked up because we kill each other or whatever. We know that. Let's get past that. Follow what I'm saying. I think they looked at them people and said, the stylization, the art, because they, crazy it may sound, the artfulness that they put in killing each other, the colors, and all that shit. I can show you spiritual shit with that shit too. I can trace Crip back to spiritual shit. I can trace Bloods back to spiritual shit. There's spiritual shit coming out of it. So it made you, and they probably don't even know. So East Coast don't see. All that time y'all was self-destruct. That was cool too. But see, the East Coast thing was. I'm gonna give you another example. The Chronic. Go listen to the Chronic. That was dangerous. Okay, NWA was one thing. Dre split out from NWA. And they took that same energy to the Chronic. Now you got more of a game. NWA was just like a overall gangster thing. When you get to Death Row, get a little bit more gangster. Because like I said, Easy was the only banger over there. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know about Ren. I know he ended up being he was conscious though. When you get to the Chronic, now you got that conscious shit mixed in. Listen to the Chronic. They got skits from the riots and shit on there. So, they look at them and like, these niggas might be a little bit more dangerous than these niggas. So, that's just my take. They shifted and that's why I'm telling y'all another video, if I don't know if I brought it up, but I'm going to say it here. Stop taking pride in your city being the lead hip-hop hub and all this shit. I ain't just talking about Atlanta, but that's the last big hub we had. All that is saying is the oppressor chose to put money here. They ran from the East Coast to the country and shit, went to the West Coast. It's like, yeah, these niggas too wild, and they got the conscious, they conscious over there too. Take that shit to Atlanta. And even Bobby said it. He said Atlanta, I forgot where he got that information from, but he said the thing with Atlanta was, they said, we're going to make Atlanta, they probably were trying this with the East Coast and the West Coast, and it worked with hip-hop, because hip-hop took over the world. But there was too much consciousness over there. Took it to the West Coast. It worked with the West Coast, because gangbanging is all over the world now, which is all they wanted. They wanted hip-hop to spread, they wanted gangbanging to spread. Now let's get away from them motherfuckers, because there's consciousness over there. So we got to get over, I'm looking at it. Let's take it to Atlanta. And we didn't use East Coast and West Coast as practice grounds. Now when we go to Atlanta, this is not to knock Atlanta. I love Atlanta. Nobody fool you. This is not the Houston, Atlanta, fuck Atlanta, none of that shit. I love them niggas. I think some niggas have the probably they probably have the most diverse rap scene or music scene, really, to be so small. I think as of now, it just got to the point to where everybody sounding the same and all this shit. But before that, you had all these different types of groups and shit coming out that was all different from each other. West Coast, Cali, we gotta get specific. California, or excuse me, LA, most shit came out of there, gang banging. Now East Coast was the origin of this shit, so they had a little bit more variety over there too. But East Coast is a melting pot. West Coast is to a certain degree too, because both of those places are nothing more than niggas that was in the South. Wow, that's why I say you listen to one of the last interviews. Pac said that we said about East Coast. He said East Coast. He said New York ain't nothing but. He said there is no New York. New York ain't nothing but a gumbo of niggas from everywhere in the South. Southern niggas with shoes. Southern niggas with shoes. God damn it. My shoe game is ill. I'm a Southern nigga. Southern niggas with, he said it's like Southern niggas with shoes. He knew niggas with shoes. Southern niggas with shoes. My shoe, they ain't even fucking my shoe game. I got shoes in there right now. It's raggedy as fuck, but I keep them just. I done wore them out, but I keep them just because the awe struck me. The awe-inspiring that they have done from people. My God, where you get those from? Oh my God. Oh, I tell you, I had the goddamn Westbrook song. I had my foot sticking out of the car. I'm sitting in the car doing something. Little niggas was walking by. Them niggas was having a regular conversation. Yeah, woo. And then once they got by my shoes, nigga saw my shoes sticking out that door. That nigga was like, yeah, man, bro. Man, I'm over right that door. Yeah. So, but Bobby said, man, I gotta go find that shoe. I can't remember what. But he said basically, their plan was to make use Atlanta as the ground zero for what they want to do with America, period. Now, I'm not knocking Atlanta and trying to say everybody gay out there, no shit like that. But you ever notice, I don't know how long it's been like that, because it really is a new phenomenon. I know when I was growing up, you know, in 94, 95, 96 and shit, when Outkast first came out and all that, we didn't know nothing about Atlanta being gay and all that shit or whatever associated with that shit. But that's what they do. That's why they want to. I was telling y'all the Sylvester thing. They want to associate that and make us the poster child for all this shit. They started with whatever they did down there to make Atlanta popular. Could have moved a bunch of, because remember it used to be San Francisco. That's what we used to know that. And all people in San Francisco ain't gay. You got street niggas and regular niggas down there too. I'm just saying that was the original place we knew that was the gay hub. Then, like I said, there's no diss to gay people. Each his own. I ain't knocking you. I'm just teaching. Atlanta, all of a sudden comes to gay hub. And Bobby said, I forgot what it's been so long since I seen that fucking video, man. But he said he saw something and basically indicated that they were going to use Atlanta as the example of what they want to do for the rest of the black America period or whatever. So they make somehow, some way, increase the gay population in Atlanta. Could have a lot of which Atlanta is known for, a whole lot of implants. or a whole lot of people from other places. So they could have took a lot of people in San Francisco and put them down there, or people from the other world. Whatever. These people can believe it. They can do the shit. Social engineering. So Atlanta becomes known as the gay hub, whatever. Years later, next thing you know, America is LGBTQT out the game. Boy, I wish I could have got this out today because today the first two. Well, I'm doing it today, so yeah, y'all get it tomorrow though. But next thing you know, now look how that worked. Atlanta's the gay hub. Atlanta becomes the most popular music hub. Then the icing on the cake is they do music, the Pied Piper shit. They do music, how influential and powerful music is. So it's the gay. They make it the gay hub some kind of way. Then, cause like I say, even when Pimp came out, that was even like kind of the start of niggas really like, damn, they really rocking like that out there. Oh, that's what's going on. Cause niggas wouldn't 9, 6, 9, 7. You know them Atlanta niggas gay and all that shit. We don't know shit like that. My brother them was going out there and shit. Man, that wasn't what the fuck they was saying. Oh, you know some lot of gay niggas out there. Them niggas coming back like, man, it's wild out there, bro. And woo woo. So then they did something. To do that, make it the gay hub. Then they put the icing on the cake. 20 somewhere after 2007 or something like that. I remember my little homie came in the jailhouse. He was like, I think this was around time, either a little bit before or a little bit after the Pimp C thing happened. But he came in and was like, he's like, man, bro, he said that gay shit getting out of control out there. You know, I'd been in jail. By that time, I had already been locked up by like, 4 years or something like that. About 4 years. And I mean, you know, there's always been gay people though. He's like, nah, man, it's different now. He said, you walk to the mall and it's just open. Girls walking around holding each other's hands, dudes walking around holding each other's hands. And I must admit, you had all gay people who've been around since I've been alive and all this shit. I ain't thinking like it's a new phenomenon. But it wasn't like it is now. This is different. You kids today probably don't get it, or if you've been born for the last 20 years, you probably won't catch it. But it wasn't that. It wasn't like this. It wasn't this many people gay, and it wasn't. People wasn't as open with it. Now it's cool. I'm not saying people. I do personally believe that it is better for them to be able to walk around comfortably as opposed to being in the closet, because people should be able to, as long as they're doing it respectfully. Now, you have to know that everybody don't live that lifestyle, and you have to have a sense of discernment, and know that the norm is not that lifestyle. So you have to be particular with, long story short, don't be out here pushing up on people of the same sex if you don't know what they're into, or you need to find some kind of way to try to find out before you put them in an uncomfortable position. So so I remember him telling me that, and then when I got out, I seen it. I got out like 2 years later. I said, damn, that nigga was right. This shit is different. So they did what they was trying to do. That's one example of how they did what they was trying to do, which was use example the land as a testing ground. They did it with the homosexuality thing, just like with the sex thing. Another reason why they spooked us with niggas and AIDS and making niggas the AIDS a poster child and all these diseases and shit is to slow down sexual contact with They know they gonna stop niggas from fucking altogether. But if you go out here and tell people, put the fear of AIDS in people, people gonna be more or less likely to have unprotected sex. That's less kids. Less likely or more reluctant to have a fear of sex now. That slows down the sexual cycle, and not just for kids. Sex, because our sex is magic. Sex is magic. That's real shit. I ain't gonna try to fizzle. Yeah, that's real shit. SAM, sex and magic. Sam. Yeah. So, that's what that was for. That's part of the plan right there. To put the fears, make sex a fear. To think about when we first here before all this shit. You think we created this planet and then had to, before these people, we had to walk around scared to have sex with each other? The diseases and shit ain't even, let me tell it, that shit came from them when they was in the caves having sex with animals and shit. Clutch your pearls, white people. Clutch your pearls. You have to be honest. So, when we start commingling with them, and I'm not talking about your everyday white person right now. How can you help? No, I'm telling you, white people that don't know this shit either be like, what? That's your ancestors, not putting it on you or y'all. But we, bestiality and all that shit. So, but anyway, so we originally had a fear of having no fucking sex because we didn't have these diseases and shit going around and shit. We didn't have people on the planet biologically manufacturing diseases and shit. So, but they did that. The music, they made it the music hub, they made it the gay hub. The next thing you know, their music dominated and I'm not saying the music dominated the fucking charts in the world since we just say about 06 or something like that. But that's the thing. So, I think he said he seen something from the CDC. I tell you, Bobby was a wild boy. Bobby used to get, like I think, man, I got to take my hat off to the niggas, man, because them niggas was doing the field work and shit. So, I think them niggas got some paperwork from the CDC to smuggle some shit, something. Them niggas was on some shit, though. Them niggas had got some. That's why I said, boy, Steve Coakley, bad man. If real niggas made stamps, he'd be on one. Ain't no disrespect to Malcolm and Martin and shit like that, but I'm saying it's guys that put in work and went through hell for us that didn't get the recognition that they Bobby was splitting Twix balls and shit with his gal. The man was splitting Twix balls, man. That's Twix, two. You and me for the night. Water. That's what shit niggas had to go through, man. All in the commission of getting this shit, this type of information that I can come and expound on, and other people can expound on, all for the love of fucking black people. Liberation. Think about that the next time you think your favorite fucking rapper is the greatest thing in America. So, like I said, man, I know it may be or maybe not a hard pill to swallow, but this ain't no. We're gonna ever get through some shit. We're gonna have to tell the truth about some shit around here. So, West Coast, they take it back to the East Coast, West Coast thing. So, you know, the first one I want to say that about Pac too. That's another reason why I said the nigga's on point though. Cause like when you said about the one of the links, like I said, when he got shot, Quad Studios, they said the same two cops that he shot in Atlanta was on the scene at Quad Studios. I don't believe in them type of coincidences. You dig what I'm saying? So you can say, oh man, that was just some regular street shit all you want to. I don't give a fuck what you say. How in the fuck did that, when he on that, when they wheeled him out on that gurney and he putting the middle finger up, they say that's who he was pointing the middle finger at, the two fucking cops. Now he never said that. I'll be fair and say that. But that has been reported in the media. But he never said that. Not to my recollection. In none of them last videos he did. But I think I read it in a magazine or somewhere. When they were wheeling him out, the two cops was there. That's government. How the fuck they know? You think he got shot and then 10 minutes later, oh, Pop, they got him. Let's get on the plane and go. No, some shit going on over there. I'll let y'all put the fucking details together. And then when he went to jail for the rape, they isolate his case from the other niggas. The other niggas don't even get. These niggas get slapped on the wrist and shit, and Pac seen it himself, but his lawyer really woke him up to it too, because he said his lawyer was like, something ain't right about this shit, man. This guy you got this case with, he always gets into a case with a fucking co-defendant. He always ends up getting off with a slap on the wrist, and the other guy always goes to jail. The same thing happened with Pac. Pac was in the first case, but this shit happened with this dude. I don't give a fuck. That way. That part. This shit is all out there. I got this from the media. So who gives a fuck? I don't have no... Fuck them niggas, man. I don't give a fuck who you are. So, yeah. That part. Rats. Yeah, I don't like calling them rats because that's a divine thing. So something else. We have to come up with another. I don't even like talking even that shit because these motherfuckers take shit that's divine, flip the meaning of it, but I guess you could say rat. We ain't gonna get too deep with it. Rats, whatever. These niggas is informants. Hell, you want to put the shit. So watch niggas that be around. Watch them niggas that's close to you, man. Especially if you a regular nigga, don't worry about it. But I always, like I said, for these days, I have to reflect on my past and who was that nigga? Did they put him there? Damn, that type of shit. Because I always been a revolutionary nigga. So, so fuck the dumb shit. If you don't think the fucking government was out there, he was telling you in his music that the fucking government was trying to kill him. Cut the dumb shit out. So, and we know they use their come on, man. I don't know what these niggas talking about. You can fool some of the people some of the time. So, but another reason why I say I'll be fair and say my take is because even Pac said it himself. Blinded by my passion and fury. So even he knew, you go back to what I was telling y'all, with him and Big, I think he was being a little too rash. I think he should have, like I said, once the nigga tell you stay away from them niggas, and you go for money, trying to go do a feature, you go back over there, the niggas hit you up, you can't be mad at Big, really. Now, I understand he was mad because he was Big still sitting over there. I just feel like he should at least been like, you know what, I ain't gonna attack like that. Even though he might be moving up. If I was Pac homeboy, his consigliere, I would have told him, hey man, look, see if you can get up with this nigga and get up on him and talk to him and figure out what the fuck going on. I feel like you at least on that much because he did tell you. Yeah, you want to go over here and love them. Look, both of them niggas. I need to give me a big shirt too, so y'all don't think I'm being biased or some shit. I gotta give me a Selena shirt. I gotta get a lot of shirts. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there right now. The point I'm trying to make is this. I would have told a nigga, hey man, relax. You know what the fuck on it. The man, that should have been the grain. The one little inkling that made the nigga say, I'ma see if I can talk to this nigga first. That's just in my, and I bagged that up based off of, you know what I'm saying, this shit itself. Extreme at times, blinded by my passion and fury. I think he's a little too extreme with me. I think based on the fact that he are his own, I know rumors, dumb niggas, because there's a lot of lying going on too. A lot of niggas trying to protect niggas who they was cool with. No, he was really Pac's friend, but fuck that. The nigga did some shit. Not talking about Biggie, I'm talking about other niggas. There's a lot of malarkey going on with this shit. That's why I'm glad I got my own sense of discernment. Fucking with some of these niggas out here in regards to this shit. And I'm not talking about the, you know, the YouTubers and shit today that's doing their thing. I'm talking about motherfuckers that was actually tired, you know, no niggas that was in Pac New and shit. And now these dumb niggas coming, then you got the stupid niggas coming out of nowhere. Well, you know, Pac was he wasn't no household. Get your bitch ass up, nigga. For nigga smack firewater out you. These niggas, a lot of niggas firewater smacked out these niggas, man. For real, bro. You could smack, man, beat the brows off some of these niggas, bro. Cause the nigga said, he said, man, there's gonna be niggas who didn't even know me, bro, who don't even like me, gonna come out and talk about me and shit. And that's what the fuck happened. The shit this nigga was sending them last interviews, it happened. It's gonna be reporters and shit coming out. Them niggas ain't know. He said they did the same shit with Malcolm X. So, so yeah, we ain't sweeping that shit under the rug. These niggas will point the finger at everybody. It was this one, it was that one, and the Crips was over here, but the Bloods was parked right here. They backed up. Made room for the Crips to come in and all this old dumb fuck out loud. Let's get to the core of the shit. Come on, man. So I think he was a little too extreme in that sense. And he said it, blinded by my passion and fury. He allowed the passion, the fury, or his emotions. Remember I told you, your mind is your sun. Your emotions are parallel to the waters of the world. When you focus on the emotion with intensity or to an extremity, you will cause that emotions to start precipitating and clouding your judgment. The sun causes water to precipitate from the earth, ocean or whatever, rise up and create clouds. The same way it does in you, it will cloud your judgment. So that's why I say my take. But the boy was right about a lot of shit. But I think that Big, the thing with him and Big, I think that I don't, like I said, I don't, because it is shit that you can be like, well, I don't think Big wants to get this, wants the nigga to get, he would have told the nigga, if you ain't on the hit, what you gonna tell the nigga for? You ain't gonna tell, hey man, stay away from them niggas. Back to the money. Same thing with Biggie. So I don't, time to get paid, fuck that. I love the song and the rhyme, but I'm saying the mentality. Because trying to get paid and blow up like the world trade is what got my nigga knocked off his rocker. Going into the industry to get paid, trying to make money to feed his daughter, as he said, and got caught up in some bullshit. Pac too, but in particular, they got to think about it. He fighting this case. They drain. That's what these lawyers getting. They say felonies be like prophecies begging me to stop because these lawyers get money every time they knock us. He said that on Machiavelli, and let's use that and take that back to Quad Studios. Fighting the case, fighting the felony. They training them with them that's how they fuck you up. Put a case on you. You a rapper when you make a little money, okay. They gonna fuck your pockets up. Put a case on them. You're gonna be fighting this case. Your money gonna be all tied up in the case. They're gonna try to drain you that way. So by the time he finished fighting his case, or he at the end of the fucking battle of the case and shit, you don't think he need money? That's probably what drove him to say, you know what? I'm gonna go do this feature. When the nigga already told him, don't go over there fucking with them niggas, man. But money will drive you to do some shit like that if you're not on top of your shit. So I think that extremeness blinded him. The emotions blinded him when it came to him and Biggie. I think that the mere fact that Biggie told him that no matter what the fuck Big was over there, still he tied into these niggas. He got there's some deep shit going on. I think he should have. I think he at least owed Big a little bit more than that. But I think, yeah, that's all I can say on that, man. But as far as the niggas, as far as the niggas that was a little above him and Biggie's pay grade, he did the right thing. Fuck them niggas, because I personally feel like them niggas is government. I'll still allege it just to be safe about it, but fuck the dumb shit. You doing the same, and you might as well be, because you doing the same shit the crackers doing, oppressing niggas or extorting niggas, because they ain't that was a nigga face on it, but he wasn't doing nothing, or they wasn't doing nothing that the cracker wasn't doing then, before then, and they're still doing it now with this new music industry shit. You think these niggas ain't under no fucking, you know, if you think these niggas ain't under the control of white folks or oppressors or getting a squeeze put on them, yeah, and they ain't just rappers. I'm talking about period. So marinate on that shit, and we'll be back. Believe that. I gotta do one more, baby girl, maybe two more, man, and then we're gonna get back to this. Y'all niggas hold your hats and hang tight. You dig? Peace.